my fellow HHN obsessies, and welcome to the HHN Obsession Podcast, where we talk about all things HHN and obsess together over this amazing event. I am your host, JJ. With me, as always, the co-ghost, James.
James, and the co-ghost of the day. I got he's dead this time, so don't worry about it. Famous horror author E.B. White
Oh,
of Charlotte's Web and Stuart Little. Those, if you don't think those are horror stories, if they made a Charlotte's Web house, dude, I'd be peeing my pants.
and this is his birthday, correct?
It's his birthday, and he's officially dead. He falls under the specifications.
Guys,
Yeah.
I just want to apologize because this segment he's created is so weird, and I'm not sure I'm fully on board with it because it's just so random. But sure, co-ghost or ghost of the day, whatever, and it's their birthday.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I followed
sometimes
your
they're alive.
rules. I think you said there's a more relevant, more recent.
Yeah, not to go all sad news on the podcast, but yeah, during all the HHN drops today, in the middle of it all, it was announced that Shelley Duvall passed away today.
Yeah.
That's a legend right there, and it is related to HHN in a way. The Shining, that was a house at our first year, and even Universal. There's a Popeyes ride still at Universal today. She was olive oil, so rest in peace to the great Shelley Duvall.
Rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. I mean, all that stress for the Shining it made an icon. So I mean, she's well renowned. At least it wasn't for nothing. I don't know.
Let's talk about the good stuff, the positive stuff. Maybe not positive for our bank accounts today, but today is a big HHN day because finally, they have announced the frequent fear passes for this year, as well as a house announcement, our 9th house announcement. 9 out of 10, one more to go, but we're going to go ahead and discuss the passes first, and then we'll go into detail about the house. But man, the passes went up a lot, dude.
What's a lot? Not double, right?
Not double. And I will say this: the price for the passes without express didn't go up very much. It's the express part of it that went up a lot. And there's a big reason for that. I mean, there's a lot of us, a lot of HHN fans that just go straight for the express because that's what everybody loves. I mean, it's to the point where I think Universal's just trying to price out people because if everybody buys express, it's not going to be express. There's going to be problems, and there has been problems in the past. But let me tell you this: people have kind of found a cheat code the previous years with buying the first tier, which is called Rush of Fear, and that covers all of September, right? So they buy that; it's the cheapest option. They get all of September, and then they upgrade afterward because Universal previously allowed that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you already got a foot in the door. Just upgrade right from there.
Exactly. Last year, though, on September 29th, for the first time in HHN history, those passes sold out. Guess what happened to all those people that bought those Rush of Fear passes and wanted to upgrade? None of them could. And that is a big reason why October was pretty dead, especially the last week.
They hit a wall.
Dang. Yeah. That is a big part of why it was dead last year, but that also shows you how many people buy Express because they had to cap it at a certain point, especially just with the Rush of Fear. But a lot of people were predicting that it was going to go up a lot this year, and it did. So we're going to go over all the tiers of the tickets, and I will tell you the price differences. All right, so we're going to start with, of course, the first tier, Rush of Fear, right? And this is without Express. Starts at $179.99, and you get August 30th, 31st, September 1st, September 4th through 8th, September 11th through the 15th, and September 18th through the 22nd for just $180. Now, if you put Express into that, that brings it up to $609.99. That is just the first tier. Last year was $529.99. So that saw a 23% increase to
Ooh.
$609.99.
So that's like a mix of inflation and also more exclusivity, right? Because they don't want to. You're paying for elbow room, and everyone's paying for it. There's no elbow room.
The next tier is Frequent Fear. That is starting at $239.99 per person. And that is covering basically Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays throughout the entire event for the Frequent Fear at $239.99. Now, with the Express added on to that, that is $729.99 per person. That has gone up from 649.64 from last year, and that's a 20% increase.
Did that one, that day preview with the food buffet, did that sell out? What's the status there? It's
Believe it
gone,
or
right?
not, believe it or not, it did not. It is still online. It is
Oh,
still available. And let's hold off on that discussion because that is a good thing to talk about. But
all right.
let's keep going on this real quick.
Gotcha.
So again, $729.99 with Express for the Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays pass. Right now, the next tier, which is the tier that we usually get, it is Frequent Fear Plus. Okay,
Okay.
and that covers Wednesdays through Fridays and Sunday. So it X's out Saturdays through the event, except for the first and final Saturdays. So you get those Saturdays thrown in. Every other Saturday is X'd out for you, and that is starting at $289.99 per person. Now, if you throw Express on that, whew, $839.99 a person.
I was gonna say 800 something. I should have guessed that. I wonder how close I would have got.
$840 plus tax, which comes out to about $900.
Ah, okay.
That is just crazy. Last year it was 700, at least for us, was 719.99. It went up $20 by the time we bought it. It started at 700 last year. It went up $20 when we bought it. So think about it, 700 to 840 this year, $140 increase. All right, and then real quick, the very final tier is the ultimate Frequent Fear Pass, and that is every single night of the event, and that is $400, $399.99 for just the regular pass. And if you get the Express, $1,069.99 plus tax. The problem here is these are normally for locals, so these are aimed mostly for locals. So these passes are have way more worth to those people than us.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It hurts us way more, but it's our only option because there's nothing cheaper. I really wish, and a lot of other people really wish, that they did some kind of week pass, that's much cheaper. Either that or when you buy these passes, they make you select a start date. Like whatever is the first date you're going to start, you have to pick that, and you can't unpick that. What they should
Like
do,
like movie seating, kind of.
yeah, what they should do is they should offer the later you put your start date, the cheaper your pass is going to be, right? And that way people would be truthful to what their first day is because then you could just pick the first day of HHN and just say, all right, maybe I'll go that day, maybe I won't, and they'll know there'll be less capacity for those days. Doesn't it make more sense if they're making you choose a start date, have the later days cheaper?
I think so. I mean, that works out for us in the end. So I say yes to that.
Yeah,
We're always at the end,
that's
and and they're warmed up by then. People have found their groove.
I do kind of see where they're coming from, why they don't do that, because then a lot of people would do that, and then it'll just be completely packed around that time because it's cheaper around that time. So it's it's kind of like it evens out where you can't really do it. I can kind of see where they're kind of stuck. Like this is all they can do. And even if they offered just a week pass, I think a lot of people would go for that, and the event would be a lot more busier still. So it's difficult. Again, they're trying to price people out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about the price increases. What's crazy is that the passes without express literally only went up 10 to 20 bucks from last year. They saw the least amount of increase. So that is definite proof that there is way too many people buying express because of how much the express went up this year and not the regular pass. They knew that most of the people that buy these passes are adding express to it. Here's the issue, and I posted this on Twitter. I did a little tweet.
Okay. Tell me about your tweet. How'd it go?
uh, so basically, no matter how much they keep picking this up, I truly think that most of the HHN fan base will continue to buy it, at least for a long time, because it's still a deal. It's still an insane deal. I mean, we're only going 5 to 7 nights, depending on if we make one or two trips, right? Let's just say we're going 5 nights.
Hmm.
That brings it down to $180 a night. That's cheaper than buying individual nights, and that's only 5 nights. So imagine the people that are going way more than that. It's a crazy deal per night.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's become a no-brainer. There's so many people you want to get your bang for your buck. Take your, spend time is a commodity. People aren't prepared for the sardine experience. I mean, it sucks even if you expect it, and then there's people there unprepared, like all mixed together.
But I mean, we experienced that firsthand. Our first 2 years we went for 27 and 28. We didn't get express. We
Hmm.
we stood in those lines, and once I put my little pinky toe into the express water, I've never come out of it.
This
Into
little
that
piggy said, "Hey, I'm not going back to the standing in lines."
that express juice.
Okay.
It grabbed me by that little toe and pulled me in. It was like, get
Uh,
over here.
I'm picturing like an evil puddle, and you're just getting slurped in.
All right. All the fellow horror fans will know this. James, you probably don't know this. Creep Show 2. There's a segment in Creep Show that's very reminiscent of the Blob, but it's like these kids go to this little lake and there's this tar-like blob in there and it just like grabs them and pulls them in and like melts them.
Oh,
That's kind of
soup.
what the HHN Express water's doing to me.
But in a good way, right? Or maybe not in a good way.
I
Like
mean,
you're getting dissolved in the wallet area.
my bank account would say something different. That's kind of the multi-day ticket talk. I highly recommend that everybody purchase theirs as soon as you can. Last year was the first year they sold out. Will it happen again? Nobody quite knows, but there's a good possibility that it will, especially now that everybody is scared from last year's occurrence, that everybody's going to buy right away, and that could potentially make them sell out. So just get them as soon as you can. I know it's a bit pricey and things are or times are tough now, but if you can do it, do it. It's very very much worth it. Now back to your question earlier. That
Yeah.
that Scream Early event is still on sale.
Hey, and
Two
look at that.
There's two issues or two speculation ideas going around here. One would be they're lying to us or misleading us about how low attendance it's going to be, like how many people they're allowing to be there. There's way more than they're leading on, right? Way more tickets that are being able to be sold. Or two, not a lot of people bought it. I could see a reason why people were waiting for these multi passes to drop to see how much they were going to be to kind of weigh out their options, right? That's possible. Or it just doesn't appeal to that many people. The only reason that you're going to go to that, or not only, a couple of reasons, is you're only going once and you're going that first week of HHN. So might as well get this one night where it's low attendance and you're pulse through all that stuff. So I could see that being the reason why it's not selling very well. It's either that or you're a super fan and want to just experience something like that, or you're a vlogger or podcaster or whatever. Maybe
And
there's
that's
just not a
instead of the other thing, right? Or is that on top of the week that you would be going?
yeah, it's instead of, because I don't see
Uh-huh.
people paying, what was it, $400 plus a frequent fear pass. Like, why? Why would you're going to spend $900+ or whatever and then get that too? No. No, 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 no. I guarantee you that's the issue. It's just, it probably doesn't appeal to that many people. So either that event is going to come and it's going to be way more crowded than people thought, or it's going to be dead.
Okay, so predictions. Now that the official ticket announcements and everything is let loose, are people gonna shrink away from these crazy increases and go sell out that thing now, or is it still not that obvious because it's just one day versus all these days? It's not
That is
obvious.
that is a huge possibility, and that's what I was kind of getting at, was maybe they were just waiting for these tickets to drop to kind of like weigh their options.
Hmm.
To kind of go kind of back and forth, look at what they're working with and see if it's worth just getting that one night.
One day with everything you need versus multi days and skip the lines on those
Mm-hmm.
multi days. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's still it's not an obvious runaway. It's like still back and forth, pros and cons.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. It's still on sale. Has not
Hmm.
sold out.
Well, don't tell people.
All right, James. Well, are you ready to talk about the announcement, our ninth house announcement?
All right, number 9. Really, we're getting through them. Let me see. Number 9, 9 lives. It's Cats. Cats, the house. Taylor Swift.
God, I mean, that would be kind of scary, I guess, but no.
It would be scary.
Okay, so like actual realistic prediction. What do you think the house is?
I don't even know where we're at. We're going down the list. Is there like a house in question? Let's see. Realistic guess. I don't have realistic guesses. I just have guesses. Barney House. Let's see.
Barney house. Imagine imagine the theme song like super slowed down and creepy.
Oh, and there he comes, taller than you would want, covered in blood from his down his gullet. Will you be my friend? They could do that mascot trick where they eat each other. You ever see someone climbs into the mouth of a mascot and it's like they run away? He just ate him.
All right, buddy, I sent you the video.
Oh no.
All right, guys, let's listen to the announcement video. Let's do it.
Warning. Unusual audio-visual activity in your area.
Yeah, I heard that too. Hey, keep going, okay? No, copy that. No, I'm going to get Lisa. She's downstairs cleaning.
So, what are you doing after?
Haven't thought about it.
Come on, Jade. You know we all want you to go. Plus, what good is a cast party if you aren't going to be there?
Fine. Then I'll think about it.
Alyssa, you're up. They need you for last looks.
That's me.
See you later.
Oh, that red door. Is it that red guy from the scary? Manicure.
They've come back to haunt you. Insidious, the further. Only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, where horror lives.
All right, Otis. All right. Okay, Insidious, huh?
Insidious the Further is the ninth
Dang.
house announcement. So again, this has been speculated on all the speculation maps, or at least most of them. That announcement video is awesome. I mean, I think that was an improvement from the Ghostbusters the Ghostbusters announcement.
Okay, yeah, definitely the tone more sinister, more insidious.
Yeah. It's so speaking of that, I know you always get those two movies mixed up,
I
Sinister
do.
and Insidious. You were like, "Is that Bagul?" I'm like, "No, that's not Bagul. That's in the Sinister movie. This is Insidious."
Okay, Insidious. All right, and it was the red guy. It was a red guy.
I don't even know if he has a name. It's like the red lipstick demon or something. I don't even know what they call it in Insidious. But this is apparently an Insidious mashup house. I have not read the press release, so I'm kind of in the dark about specifics about the house. So we'll learn together here.
Hey, you're in the dark. Are you in the further? Isn't the
Hey,
further's real dark, right? That's the afterlife place. That's pretty neat. That's what we wanted, right? We wanted extensions to lore and like expansion. This is literally the hell realm or whatever. I like
yeah,
it.
we'll actually go into the further. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
All
to
right.
to be fair, there was an Insidious house at HHN 25, which we didn't get to go to. So I believe that house did go into the further, but I think this is just going to explore a little bit more, is what it seems. And again, it's going to be probably multiple movies.
Dude,
So, but
whatever it is, it's the title is that realm. I like that. It's getting
further,
the full spotlight.
yeah.
I'm into it.
All right. So the press release reads. Produced by Blumhouse Productions in association with Sony Pictures, Insidious tells the disturbing story of the Lamberts, a family haunted by evil supernatural forces after their son slips into an inexplicable comatose state after becoming possessed by a demonic entity. In the all-new Halloween Horror Nights haunted house, guests will follow in the footsteps of the Lamberts, encountering familiar settings and scares as they are transported directly into the further, the ethereal place where ghosts and demons lurk. And just like in the films, guests will quickly learn that the paranormal creatures are here to stay.
Guests' journey into Insidious the Further begins as they step through the iconic Red Door, where many of the tormented spirits and demons from the franchise await, determined to ensnare humans and steal their souls. Fans will come face to face with the red-faced demon who will attempt to lure them into his lair, the grim Keyface hoping to lock his victims in this dark dimension, the ghastly and dangerous Bride in Black, and the vengeful spirit of the man who can't breathe. As guests make their way through the haunted house, they'll go from red door to red door, traveling deeper into a dark and timeless astral world, where they must evade this collection of sinister creatures at every spine-chilling turn, or their souls will be trapped here forever.
There you have it, man. So it did describe all the different ghosts from the different movies and the different demons from different movies. So yes, this is going to cover multiple movies because they talked about Keyface, which is from Insidious: The Lost Key, which is which is the fourth film.
Yeah, so we got our lineup, huh? How many is that? 5? We got a basketball team on our hands. We got a dream team. I'm on stars. Let's see. I didn't count them. Okay, red face, key face, Bride in
The
Black.
Yeah, Bride and Blood.
Man Who Can't Breathe. Oh, that's 4, right?
Yeah.
Dang it. I'll be the 5th.
Okay, so I don't know. First thoughts.
A lot of red doors. It's going to be less special for the one red door. It's a good coterie of villains. I'm into it. We got a rogues gallery of demonstrosities.
Have you seen the newest film? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, I can't say for sure, but
I mean, how far have you gotten into the series?
I think I've seen the 2, right? How many are there?
Well, there's chapter 1, 2, and 3, and then there's the Lost Key, and then there's the new one, the Red Door.
Oh, that's a lot. No, I think I've only seen the first 2 with you forever ago.
Ooh.
And Sinister. That was in the mix too. That's why I always mix it up. It was around the same time.
They're both Blumhouse, and they both have kind of similar names, but they're very different movies.
And they both got Ethan Hawke, right? Or no?
No.
Okay, Ethan Hawke's in other stuff. He's in The Purge and
The similarities
around.
with Insidious is with The Conjuring. They both have what's his name?
Patrick Wilson. Right?
Patrick Wilson. Yes.
Same world though, right? They're part of the
No,
those.
Insidious is not part of the Conjuring universe. It's just its own thing.
Okay. Stupid Patrick Wilson, what are you doing?
He's just
Mixing
He's just going back and forth. Yeah, he doesn't play Ed Warren in Insidious. He's just a different guy.
Look how mixed up this is, because Ethan Hawke too. He's in a couple different Blumhouse things.
Yeah, Black Phone, Sinister,
Purge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I like that guy. He's a good actor. He picks his roles carefully.
So, watching this teaser, it actually got me a lot more hyped for this. I'm a little skeptical still, but I do think it's perfect for this kind of thing for HHN. It's the perfect formula, and this year, for the first time ever, it's going into a soundstage. You know, the first time it was brought to the event, it was in one of the Sprung tents. Second time was in Blumhouse Volume 1, and that was in the Men in Black tent. So it's been more confined in a smaller space. Now it's going grand. I see a potential for this being the scariest house this year. And I might have said that already for previous houses, but man, I think this could be it. I've changed my mind to this one. I think this might be the scariest one.
Yeah, I could be on board with that. And I ain't mad at the 4 only, Mount Rushmore instead of the basketball dream team. I'm happy with they can get more focus. I mean, it's you dedicate more time to each. I'm cool with it. Gives you more play creatively. You don't have to rush and pack things in too tight.
So, real quick, Ramon, who is the HHN creative director, tweeted or kind of shared this announcement, and he tweeted, "This house is going to rock you to your core. Relentless in every sense of the word. If you think you're ready, you're not."
Dang, not my core.
Hey, but he's hyping the heck out of this house, adding to my point of this could potentially be the scariest house this year at HHN 33. And dude, I really like this lineup. I've seen kind of mixed opinions on it, but I really think this lineup this year it's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
There's so much stuff and so many houses that have a potential to be just A-listers. But yeah, I'm not sure like details of what to expect with this house. I never got to see the first one, like I said, so I don't know if we're gonna go all the way back to the first film or it's gonna skip the first film and start with the second. If we're gonna end up at the family's house and then go into the further, like what do you think the facade is gonna be? Is it gonna be the house? Is that too obvious?
Hey, so they're getting a zone and this, huh? Blumhouse.
Rumored, but apparently.
Does this affect that rumor? Does this take wind out of the sails because this is already on the bingo card?
Because on the spec map, this Insidious house was on the spec map. So was the Blumhouse.
So they can still do both.
Yeah, you can still do both. One thing that I can see for sure happening is Tiptoe Through the Tulips is going to be playing in this house. Maybe even throughout the event could be playing.
I gotta practice my karaoke.
I actually really hope that the new song that was in the newest film by Ghost is kind of playing somewhere, because I love that song. It's Ghost featuring Patrick Wilson on the song, and we talked about this on another episode, but it's a great
That's right.
song. It's already kind of a slow song that picks up toward the end, but if they were to slow it down and make it a little more creepier, I think it could work. But as far as I know, this house is, let me see here. I'm trying to think. Trying to figure out where this house is located, because hold on. Try to find the latest spec map again. Okay, so check it out. So something I didn't realize on version 3.5 of the spec map, there's a couple of houses that got swapped in the sound stages. So remember we were talking about how Quiet Place is in the same location as Dueling Dragons was last year? And we were
Yes.
saying how there could be a split and all that.
Don't tell me it's not in the
It's
spot.
according to 3.5, it is not. It's actually Insidious in that
Oh.
location.
No, the split. All our theories.
Hey man, they could put a split in any.
But they won't.
So what, you think they're gonna put a split in Insidious in the Further? You're gonna go different ways in the Further?
I mean, it's already there. That's what they're going to say. They're going to do it anyway.
So you're saying the layout's the same?
I don't know. I don't know how splits work. Is it like, do they bolt it to the ground?
No,
I don't know.
they do not.
Okay, maybe there's hope for a split in the
Quiet Place.
Maybe it's mobile. I don't know.
What I was thinking was, if it was in Dueling Dragons, or now that Insidious is in the Dueling Dragons soundstage, that soundstage always starts off with a hallway of curtains. I don't know if you remember that, and it's like there's banners in that hallway, and then you turn the corner, and then there's a facade.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I
It's
think
a waste of space, no?
I think it's just the layout of that soundstage, how they like to start it. But hear me out. So imagine this year, if it is in that particular one, for that curtain hallway with the banners, Tiptoe Through the Tulips is going to be playing in that hallway.
Yeah, that's a good primer. Get you in the headspace.
That's really all I got to say about the house. I think it is going to be good. I think it's going to be scary as hell. I think it will surprise a lot of people. I have a lot of hope for this year. I may be giving it too much credit, but I have lots of positivity for HHN 33.
Positivity because frequent fear plus is positive, and then I don't know.
Maybe that's why. It's because I just spent $900. I need it to be good.
Yeah, be positive for your sake. I don't know.
All right, James, we got a little bit of a food update.
Oh no. Okay. Wait. Does it have to do with Insidious?
It's not a whole lot of legit specific info. So let me explain this. For all the houses, there is public permits that were released, right? And to hide what houses they are in the public permits, they put code names every year. And every year, these code names have a specific theme. One is like donuts and sundaes and just a bunch of different. S'mores was another one, and a lot of the times, little off topic here. A lot of the times, these code names have a very slight clue to what they are. But I mean, it is almost impossible to figure it out. This year, it seems one of them was pretty easy though. S'mores is apparently Ghostbusters.
We got a food leak.
Sort of, but now that these houses have been announced, there is more proof of what these code names are related to because of locations, right? So people know what the code names are for, or what house they're for. So just recently, food tent permits went up. The food tent permits have the same code names on them. When you go and look up the merch online, in the link, it shows the code name in the actual link of either the merchandise or like the actual house announcement.
All
So
right.
it says the actual code name. So that's how people are figuring out what code name goes what with the houses. So back to these food tents. The food tents just got permits, and these permits have the same code names. So technically, we did get kind of confirmation of what IPs are getting food tents.
So they're dropping breadcrumbs, little clues, little cookie crumbs, I guess, if we're
See,
talking about food.
I have a feeling they're not even trying to drop crumbs. It's just the hardcore community looking at every single little crumb, basically, that is dropped. I don't even know how people keep up with this stuff. Like, how do they find it?
Right? Google Alerts, probably they got the keywords on watch. It's got to be it. I don't know how they're scouring.
All right, so check it out. So the first of the permits has a tent in Gramercy Park, which is right there in New York, that little square park with a fountain in the middle. And that says donuts. And the rumored for the donuts code name is the Universal Monsters house. The second house permit has pudding, and pudding is apparently Insidious. So we are getting an Insidious food tent. As far as the rumors go, and as far as this permit says, there's going to be an Insidious food tent. So let's discuss this. What do we think an Insidious food tent would have?
Insidious food. Further. An extra long coney dog to see how much further you can you can I don't know.
Remember how
Oh my
last year
gosh, dude.
Remember how last year there was a Chucky alcoholic drink and it had like glitter in it? It was like a purplish glitter.
Yeah, the Dambala.
Yeah, you remember the Heart of Damballa. What if this year there is a similar drink and it's called the Further, and it is kind of like a bluey, glittery drink?
Huh.
It's really hard to come up with like actual food items because they kind of just throw random stuff in. So it's really hard to figure that stuff out. But as far as drinks, though, I always like to kind of come up with some kind of concoction. Desserts, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going back to this list of dudes. What do we got? The bride in black, the red face, key face. That's another one.
Ooh, some kind of black wedding cupcake. Ooh,
Key. Oh, key lime pie.
a lipstick cake pop.
Key lime pie. Hey.
Hey, yeah. The keys for key lime pie.
Yeah. You got red velvet for red face. Red face demon.
Oh yeah, some kind of red velvet cake. I could see that.
Yeah, we got some options. Bright and black, you can do something with that. Ooh, black wedding cake. You said wedding cake. It'd be a black wedding cake, but it's tiny little cupcake, black wedding cupcake.
There's also another food tent permit that is s'mores, and there's actually two of them. So apparently there's going to be two Ghostbusters food tents, kind of like there was multiple Last of Us food tents last year. And then there's one that says Sunday as the code name, and that is apparently Goblin's Feast. So we have an original house that has a food tent.
And it's feast in the name. That's
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of nice food.
Probably like some kind of turkey leg that's like
A human.
goblin leg or human leg, yeah.
Yeah, they could have their own little butcher shop of human meat. I mean, if goblins are into that.
All right, so that's kind of a little bit of the food talk there. Any final thoughts before we close out this episode? You know, one thing that we have not talked about that's a little off topic, a big rumor is that Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster will be closing next year and being replaced by something else, another roller coaster. I don't know if it's going to be torn down or whatever, but that is kind of a staple of the HHN rides where you get to ride that thing at night. So potentially this could be the final year where you can ride that late at night during horror nights. And this is kind of a wish list thing that a lot of HHN fans have wanted. Put the freaking Monster Mash or some horror Halloween song on Rip Ride Rocket for HHN. Do it.
Yeah, obviously.
It's the last. If this is the last hurrah for this thing, do it. What are y'all waiting for?
You gonna take it away anyway?
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but they took away like almost all the songs for Hollywood Rip
Yeah.
Ride Rocket.
I
So
saw that. There's like 5 left or something.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But a couple years ago, they added some kind of secret menu Chucky audio that I never even got to hear. I just
Oh, really?
never jumped on the ride to hear it. But if they were able to throw that on there, get the freaking Monster Mash or like Thriller or some kind of Halloween thing. But yeah, Monster Mash.
Is there proof of that Chucky
Yeah,
audio? Like,
yeah, it was a real thing.
cool.
Hmm. But that's just something I wanted to throw out there because we haven't talked about that all season. I mean, that's been a rumor almost all season. So when you go to HHN, give that thing a ride, and especially if you have Express, you get Express with all the rides once every night as well. So
Yeah, be ready with the lockers though. You gotta stuff your stuff into a little locker, and don't lock your key in there like me, okay? Please, just be ready.
you mean your pass? Don't lock your pass in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was safe for the ride, I guess. I was like, oh, I locked my crap. I guess leave it, deal with it when after the ride.
Another interesting fact is the lockers are being replaced by vertical lockers.
Oh, that's an improvement, right? I think that's better.
Yeah, but I think the main reason is so people can put their refillable cups standing up in the locker.
Yeah, straight up. Why has this not been dealt with?
So it's the same size locker except it's turned upward.
How many of those lockers do you think have sideways drinks just dripping all through?
Every single
That
one
has
of them. Every
like
single
every
one of
time.
them. 'Cause, I mean,
And years of that
yeah.
sticky. Well, that's cool. Look forward to vertical lockers.
Guess what I look forward to, James?
What you got?
I look forward to tiptoe through the tulips
Absolutely.
through the Insidious house.
Tiny Tim.
Yeah, man. Let's kind of get hyped for this stuff. We got one more house coming, and the rumor is that it's going to be next week, and it's going to be all the rest of the stuff. We're going to get the last house, all the scare zones, the shows, everything is supposedly going to drop next week. We are less than 50 days away from the start of HHN. It is literally almost here, everybody. It's time to get excited, empty those bank accounts. It'll be okay. We'll all have a blinky drink
Dude,
together.
I'm gonna open my wallet and all that's gonna pop out is gonna cough some fog and a moth.
Perfect. Perfect. You're gonna get that fog smell right out of your wallet.
My $3.
All right, everybody. So be on the lookout next week. All right. Wait. Stop the fade out. Stop the fade out. James and I are here from the future, 30 minutes in the future or less.
That DeLorean is cramped.
We have some breaking, really shocking news. James, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, this is gonna matter for past James. Tickets are sold out like crazy. The Express is not available. Like, past James, get on that right now.
Frequent fear passes, to be precise, with Express. Every single tier of those multi-night passes with Express, except Rush of Fear, are gone. They're just sold out. They're done. On the day they were announced, like, we literally got off of recording this episode, and I looked at my phone, and there it was. People were freaking out on Twitter. So within the time of us getting on to record around 12:30 from the time we finished recording, they were sold out.
Crazy.
To be fair though, when we got off, it was only Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass and Frequent Fear Pass Plus. So the one we usually get is Plus, and luckily I bought mine first thing this morning. So I was able to obtain mine. James, however, didn't, because we figured, we can record first and then worry about getting his pass afterward. Turns out that was not the case. Like, who would have thought? Like, that's insane. Luckily though, the regular Frequent Fear Pass with Express was still available at that time. So after like debating back and forth for a few minutes, like, I think James decided to finally pull the trigger and just get that instead of nothing, basically.
Yeah, and it came out to the angel numbers, the heaven numbers, 777, which ironic, right? This is
That's actually kind of cool.
yeah.
But
But here we are from the future to give y'all a heads up, even though it's too late by now. But
yeah, I mean, I personally feel like there's a good chance that they're gonna put them back on at least another limited amount. But I don't know. Like, is this their way of figuring out to like cap the express? Last year, I think we talked about this in the recording. Last year, they capped the passes off in September, but that was the passes entirely. That wasn't just the express. It was the multi-night passes entirely. This time, they're capping the express from the get-go, and they're keeping the multi-night passes for sale just without express. So you're still able to get those, but no express. And to me, that kind of makes sense in a way because their goal is to make money, right? For the people that really want express, they'll still buy them separately, like the daily express passes, because those are still available. They don't bank off all these locals and super fans that buy the frequent fear passes with express, because a lot of them just show up, don't buy drinks, don't buy food, they just do the houses and leave, right? So in a way, this is a way for them to make more money, cap the express, the multi-night express, and make everybody else pay the single nights for whatever nights they want. And it also decreases the amount of people in those express lines, because that was a huge complaint last year. It just
so
seems too soon and too small of amount. Like, I find it hard to believe that a huge amount of people spent $1,000 or around that at least all at once.
it's a big experiment, right? That's what I'm smelling.
I think so too. They're doing some kind of weird experiment with this to see how it does. I think it's already backfiring. Like, everything I've seen, like there's big HHN pages or like other podcasts, and then their friends, they're saying that there's just so many people that I've seen that didn't get those passes with express.
Yeah, I
And
was one of them.
and well, technically you were able to obtain one. Just
That's true, but it was the backup. I was gonna do the plus one.
so now you miss out on the Friday and Saturday, but
Yeah, lost 2 days of our plan, but I'm good with that. I mean, it could have been worse. I'm happy I got what I did.
it's just blowing my mind. I still can't quite comprehend this. Like, I still have a feeling that it will be back to some extent. Like, maybe they're doing what I said they would do, like make it cheaper as time goes on. Like, they'll release more later, but for less days. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is, but last year it backfired on them. They stopped selling these passes in September, and almost all of October was slow, especially that last week. It was the slowest that they've ever been. So you would think that because it backfired on them so much, they would learn from that. So they have to have a game plan. They wouldn't let that happen again, unless people got so panicked from last year that they were like, we're buying it immediately. But even then, I don't believe that, because I've seen so many people and a lot of like major bases in the community that weren't able to get it. So
I mean, they must have teams of like research and analytics and business, right? I mean, there's people making these decisions based on something. It's not for nothing.
and by the way, we haven't mentioned that this is confirmed by Universal. Like, they posted in a comment that these are sold out. However, they put a key word in there. They put currently. They put these passes are currently sold out. And they put that in every single response to people asking the question if they were sold out. Would they put that word in there if it wasn't coming back? That's like more of like an at the moment, temporarily sold out kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we could debate this. We could probably debate this for a whole hour, but I don't want to get too far into it. This episode's already around an hour long, so all I'm gonna tell you guys is that just keep an eye out on social media and just hope, if you haven't been able to get the pass, hope that it's coming back. Again, you could still get the multi-night passes, you just cannot get express at the moment. But hopefully something happens. James, I think you said if they were to open up some more that you would try to upgrade to get that Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Because we are pretty limited on days we can go to the event, so every day counts. But yeah,
Yeah, that's the update, the drama, the
that's
tickets.
that's the drama. So I guess we know for next year, immediately get them. I just
Yeah.
feel like now everyone's really gonna panic next year, and the site's gonna crash and everything. Like
Yeah,
everyone
that's what
will
we thought maybe
literally
was
get it.
happening here. We thought maybe it was just traffic, but then the other things were still
Like-
available, so it couldn't be that.
Like I hate to keep going into this, but they are literally making things worse as far as like the panic goes. Like last year
Yeah.
was stopping in September. Now they're stopping right away. So what's going to happen next year? Everyone's going to immediately like be up at 5 a.m. to get those passes to be sure they get them, and they're going to be gone instantly.
Oh yeah,
So-
eBay style. And then what do you got? Scalpers? There's gonna be scalpers.
See, I don't
You
think
think?
that's possible because you have to put your name on it whenever you buy it. So I don't think that can happen anyway. So
At least not on a large scale, because they do to some degree. They can change the name. It's complicated, but it's been done.
yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but they
Yeah.
are able to do it.
But I don't know about for everyone.
All right, well, everybody just keep an eye out on that. And again, we'll be back next week. So
All right, about to climb back in this DeLorean.
yeah,
What you been doing in there, dude? It smells like crazy.
it's my collection of corn nuts. I told you last time, man.
No, not corn nuts. No. Hey, that's the mission. We're going in the past, taking all the corn products, anything, take it away from the past. It don't exist no more.
Dude, the Quiet Place food, corn nuts.
No. No. Burn the DeLorean. No more of this.
All right, and now back to your regularly scheduled fade out. Be on the lookout next week because there's a huge possibility that we'll be back on the mic talking about the big drop of the rest of the event. Please give us a follow on all our social media pages, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. We are at HHN Obsession. And please, please, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or on Spotify.
Party on, dudes.
May we all mourn our wallets together, but rejoice in the fog.
Excelsior.
You're damn right. Just wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick shout out to my good friend Zach Weber, who provided our intro and outro song, Heebie Jeebies. You can listen to the full version of Heebie Jeebies on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or anywhere where you listen to your favorite music. Thanks for listening.